Okay, welcome back. Rob here. Now, we've just walked inside the house, and now we're at the foyer, okay? This is where usually everyone's introducing, meet and greet, that type of thing. And when we get more into the marketing side of the path to follow to take people through your guided tour to the home, this is where it will all start. And we'll cover the marketing components of that in another video. But right now I want to still focus on the cleanup of the home and just making sure that your home is ready and prepped, ready to go, okay? So we walked in here. Now, the first thing you want is there not to be a crowded area right here, okay? So this is kind of goes into the overall arching idea about a home, and every real estate agent will tell you this, and this is one of the areas where real estate agents, the good ones, really nail it, and they do it very well, is you want to not have any clutter in your home. You want to present your house as a palette, as a clean, neutral palette where someone can see their life in the home. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your collections. They don't care about anything with you. It's like someone said, it's everyone has their favorite radio station, WIFM, right? What's in it for me? And they want to see that when they walk into the home. So this is the type of thing where everything would be presented in a neutral way. Now in the case here with Rick's house, let's take a look here. I see some things laying around, and I see some he's kind of got an open closet area here without a door in it. Probably took the door off because between that door opening up as an accordion door and the front door, it probably starts bumping into each other. Understandable, it's just the type of home. I probably would recommend putting a little curtain or putting something here just to kind of block that area. That's not very presentable, even though Rick's a pretty organized guy. This is a little bit more of an eyesore when you're thinking about your person coming in the home, okay? And I'll work with Rick on this. And you'll see kind of a before and after. But the number one, let's get to the point here. The number one thing right now that you have to be thinking about that I cannot represent on a video is the topic of smell. Okay, the number one reason people will run out of your house and want nothing to do with it, and it will just kill everything that you're trying to accomplish, is if they walk into a home and they smell any kind of foul smell. Smell is one of those things that hits us on such a subconscious and below conscious level that we don't even recognize it. Now, think for a moment what some things are that would cause very negative smells, and then think of some things that would cause some very positive smells, okay? Now, obviously, for the negative smells, let me just throw out a couple, okay? The number one is pet smells, okay? And not just any pet smells. If you get into the feline side, the cat smell, the cat urine, that is absolutely the number one thing that will just turn people off no matter what. So you really have to be thinking about smell at this point, okay? People are making that first impression. Right now is the first impression they're getting of smells. Now, in Rick's case, he never had cats, but I know they did a dog kennel thing here at one point, and they had 2 or 3 dogs. They were boarding dogs downstairs. And I have to tell you, they haven't done it for a while, but I have to tell you this house smells incredibly neutral, okay? So if you think of the smells as a -5 to a +5, I'd say this house is probably a 0 right now. And short of creating some scratch and sniff for you to have, I just kind of have to relay that to you. It's not bad, but it's certainly not jumping out at you with any kind of positive smell. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But the first one is pet smells. Now, where do you think pet smells are mostly contained? And it's really, it's pretty common sense. That's right, it's the carpet. The carpet is probably the largest sponge or absorption device in an entire house. And believe it or not, carpet actually will absorb all kinds of smells. So take a look at your carpet and consider maybe either replacing the carpet if you can, if that's something that you want to spend a little money to do. It's not incredibly expensive depending on who you go with, and maybe in a future video I'll have an interview with one of my flooring guys, and he can kind of go through the expertise on carpet and hardwood. We can do a whole separate bonus on that, because I think there's places like in this house, for example, where carpet really doesn't make a lot of sense. Like right here, I don't think carpet makes the most sense, whereas other areas it makes great sense. So what you can do, if you don't want to replace all of your carpet and have it just, brand new, which is probably most of you, it certainly would be me, and all the properties I've worked on, I don't think I've had a lot of, let me just think off the top of my head. No, I haven't done a lot of carpet because it's just, I don't want to spend the money, right? But what I'll do is I'll isolate certain areas. So like if there's one area that the cat has always, you know, peed on, I'll definitely isolate that area, maybe pull that out, maybe put a little bit of linoleum there, or, you know, at least treat it really radically and get it taken care of, or do a patch job or something. However you have to do it, make sure you take care of the smell. That's the big takeaway from this, okay? And how you want to do that is up to you and your budget. There are a lot of other ideas there. Again, I'll have my friend Kevin. He's my carpet flooring guy. I'll see if I can twist his arm and get him to do an interview for us. Okay. So now let's talk about positive smells. So we're assuming you've got all the negative smells taken care of here in this entrance. Okay. And again, remember what's happening here when people come. They're doing a meet and greet. How you doing? You're going to start getting them into your marketing kind of funnel, and it's all very planned out. We'll cover that in other videos. But there's also a lot going on that's not spoken. And again, the biggest one being smell. Now, we don't just want them to have a neutral environment. We want them to have a positive environment. And the easiest way to do that, think of the most, well, let me just ask you, think of the most positive smells that you can remember in any home you've ever been in. What usually is the indicator of that smell? What usually is the source of that smell? Now, some of you probably are going to say, well, you know, the way my mom or my wife or whoever vacuums and they put stuff on the floor and it just adds a nice aroma, or there's fresh flowers or anything like that. Well, let me tell you, the number one most positive smell comes from the kitchen, okay? And that, the easiest way to do that, short of actually making cookies and giving people you know, something to eat, is there's an easier little trick, and that is you can heat up your oven for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes before people come in, and just put a couple drops of vanilla in the oven and let it start percolating. It'll create the sense that there's a lot of fresh baked cookies and that sort of thing, but you won't have to go to all the effort of making the cookies. And then what you can do is just leave your oven open a little bit as people come in. So it's kind of like it's just kind of cooling off, and people get that good sense of smell. Okay. Now we're going to move up into the next room here in a minute, and we'll cover the next nonverbal thing that everyone's looking at that they're not thinking about, but it's actually registering. Okay. I'll be right back.